waiting on our recording, and I'm sure that.
Do you have stuff to give us?
Hey, Tom.
Tom's raising his hand as we discuss it. Yes, I do.
Live.
I haven't been outside at all today, so what's it doing out there?
We're just ready.
Now it's doing this.
I'm totally.
I don't know what this is.
I looked out and I figured it was getting ready to be cold, and it's not cold. The cold
But
front.
of course, I just need
Yeah, it's a Florida cold front, 3 degrees.
Yeah.
some. Yeah, no.
It's really nice
It's
out.
gonna be 79 instead of 80.
Yeah.
All good.
Do you wanna wait, or you wanna start anyway?
Yeah, she'll be back.
We're recording.
We're recording, right?
We're recording.
Go ahead. We can go ahead? Yeah. All right, we'll get started anyway. We've got it on here. We can probably record it in a minute. Good afternoon. We're working on bargaining between IRCEA and the School District of Indian River County. And today we're joined by lots of people, so I'll start by introducing myself. I'm Michelle Oak, Director of Employee and Labor Relations here in the district.
David Moore, Superintendent.
Kim Coburn, Director of Finance.
Vegas, CFO.
Cindy Everson, Director of Instructional Innovation.
Rick Meyer, Assistant Superintendent, Curriculum Instruction.
Scott Becker.
Harlan Bender, IRCEA.
Jennifer Freeland, IRCEA.
Jermaine Johnson, IRCEA.
Let them hurry
Hello,
up.
there.
Yeah.
Megan Rogero, IRCEA.
Matt Rollo, IRCEA.
Gary Simmons.
Gary? Come on up.
Gary Simmons, FBA.
Winooski District.
Mike.
Mike Murray, CWA guest.
Jerry Gard, IRCEA, yes.
All right, I think we got everybody. The last time we left off, we had made a proposal and you guys were going to respond to it, and perhaps counter that offer. So I believe that's where we left off at that time.
I believe that is where we left off. I have a color copy for you and I, Michelle.
Okay.
So that we can, and then you will take one and pass. I didn't teach you one, so. If I have an extra black and white on something, that's it. Okay, and we're probably gonna end up with Tom and Mr. Fagan talking to each other quite a bit on this one before we actually understand it. We also have a breakdown for you that can be emailed to you, Mr. Fagan. It's just not in this, it's we're taking pages on pages. So essentially what we've done is we've taken the same money, we're not changing the money, we've just spread it over a 3-year span. With the largest of that span, largest of that money this year. And then next year, there'd be percentage and the following year there'd be a percentage. With our half an hour back in there somewhere. So that's the simplified version, I'll let you read it. Do you want to see these?
No, we're good.
Okay, so in year one, you're proposing $3,500. Second year.
Oh, is this one on? This one's only 2. We decided we could spread it over 3 though. To make it easier. That's why I haven't gone through.
Okay, that's what I was.
So this is how we originally wanted it to be, which was over 2 years. With the second year being a half an hour back as well. But we will really split it over 3 if need be. And then make the 3-year contract with 3 openers.
And, kind of talk to me about, where the number 6,200 comes from. As we discussed previously, I think that the total cost of that proposal is about 8, right?
Well, we have it broken down again, like I said, we do have it broken down. Tom has those pages we can email to you.
Well, just tell us what the total cost of the
So the
proposal is.
6,200 number comes from the lowest person on our pay scale.
Okay.
They will make approximately $6,201 onto their base pay. So what we're trying to do is make it so that it is on the base for everybody. Now, that percentage changes as you go up the scale, obviously, because at the top, they're not going to be making a 15%, but they will be making 6,200. So nobody think less than that over the span of 2-3 years if we have to. Okay. And the actual cost, Tom, do you have the actual cost? Because Mr. Fagan just came back as well.
Total cost of the proposal, please.
Yes, and I just emailed it to you guys the same group that was in our discussion about the numbers earlier, so you guys can just forward it to whoever on your team. So the base cost raises didn't change because that's the 47.5 amount. That is still the 1,031,913. The cost of all other raises for everyone else is 2.6 million. It's actually 2,671,065. The total cost of raises in this proposal is 3,972,785.89. And then once you include the fringe, which is 775,885.08, the total cost with the fringe and everything is 4.7 million. When you subtract the TSA funding, you guys receive at 2.6 million. That gives the total cost of $2.1 million. That is approximately $1.5 million more than your last proposal, which only had about $650,000 out of the general fund.
Okay, thank you for that answer.
Yeah, the email was also email also included that breakdown, and then there's some other pages that show how it would work on the salary schedule, the salary steps, and then some additional percentages and stuff for you to look at too. So it has a lot of other information that you guys have 300 steps. It doesn't all fit on paper when you go to print it all the time.
So we did put in the end of this on our signature page that we would create, you don't have it over there yet. You have there would be a committee created then to figure out our pay scale so that it's no longer confused like that. Okay. So I'll send you guys copies to give them a shot. Have that copy as well. So, and my understanding is there's a few reopeners you want to put on this page as well. So I don't know what those are yet. Okay. So the idea would be that we would undo this craziness. So the committee would come together with recommendations for us to negotiate. And obviously it's going to be you and I, and whatever we create for a community.
Yeah. You guys open to the concept of the ranges of the starting rates? Remember we discussed that one time? You guys be open to that concept?
I think we're open to lots of
With
things to
committee.
discuss in committee. Yeah. So here's the thing. We cannot ratify the contract without the salary. We can't ratify the salary without the contract. So in order to finish this and close everything up, it makes more sense to have some reopeners, work on those things over the next year. We've got a 3-year calendar we're talking about making, so we'll follow suit with the contract. And then by the 3rd year, when we're back to negotiations full book, we would have some recommendations in front of us to clean up some things. That would be the idea.
Okay, and had a little discussion about that as a group. We are open to that concept of sitting down about,
A cleanup year,
agreed upon reopeners.
Oh, yay. Ren Rob just joined us from IRCEA, just so you know.
Hey, Ren.
Hi there. Hi, everybody. Sorry I'm late. I couldn't get in again. I'm having a tough time with Teams lately.
That would also include the work that goes with the pay salary on performance pay and whatever happens with that.
Correct. And that's one item.
And that would be part of the salary schedule working. So that's when working that, we would work that as well.
Yeah, that's excellent. May I caucus with my team for just a few minutes?
Do you want the rest of it first, or do you?
Oh, is there
for
more? I'm
everything?
sorry. Yes, give us the rest.
Might as well finish it, you're gonna go caucus. This goes to
I
Michelle.
thought that was quite enough.
Well, this is part of it, so this would be status quo. You'll see this
Okay.
would remain status quo.
All right.
Um, And then this also talks about what we would be talking about for the committee, so make sure you have that as well. And this is the half an hour that we talked about the second year. That's Michelle. She's got, there's copies of everything else that we have.
I know. It's the same thing.
All right, so they're all part of each other, which is why, right, language-wise, they're all part of each
No,
other.
that's good. I appreciate it.
Did
Okay.
I not finish yours, what?
Okay.
2122, there's another.
We said we would be highly.
Well, so we're sitting, that's what we're sitting on. We're waiting for this moment. We did 2 years with the understanding that the district may need 3. We did it for 2.
You have a cost for 2122 for your sheet.
We probably do if you ask Tom. In fact, I'm sure we do if you ask Tom.
Tom, you got a cost for 2122?
Yeah, it's 3.3 million. Because you can't, I mean, we don't know if there'll be TSA money next year. There may or may not be. So I didn't predict TSA money, but yeah, if we got TSA money in the amount we got this year, then that would obviously soften that blow some.
I think
Wait a minute,
two-
I'm confused. TSA money would already be used to pay year 1 and then repeat year 2. Wouldn't be more money, it'd be the same money.
Right, yeah. So I mean, it would be some general fund money next year, yeah. So assuming we got the same amount and the number of charters didn't change, it would have about $700,000 costs from the general fund, and the rest would be from the TSA money. But that's kind of based on several assumptions. So I just put in a flat amount it would cost, 3.3 million. So I didn't put in the assumptions.
All right, well, help me get grounded on this though. This is the difference between 3,500 and 6,200, yes?
Yes. So some people who got like 6,100 this year would only get like 100 next year. But some people who only got the 3,500 this year would get 2,700. So you can see there is a breakdown in the document I sent you that shows you that. Yeah.
Changes.
Oh, no, I got that well. But my point is if I got $3 million from the state today for teacher salary allocation, and I use all that to settle this year, that money will reoccur to pay the same amount next year to the same people. Any increase or this difference, $2,000, $3,100, is all general money.
Yeah, so you're trying to argue that it would be $6 million in general fund money into the 3.3, like double?
No, sir, all I'm trying to say is the $3 million today,
Yeah.
which is in option 1, okay? And whatever money comes out of general fund, when that money rolls over, when next year, that money from the state is the same $3 million. And any difference from general has to be made up. Well, any more, such as the difference between the 62 and the 3,500, is all general money. Unless the state gives me more teacher salary money.
Right, yeah, and I didn't even begin to try to calculate what they may or may not give, because in theory, I mean, if they were doing it the best possible way, right? I mean, so if I was asking the legislator for money, I would tell them to repeat the TSA money from last year and then double it, because they need to pay for it, the increases from the previous year again. So yes, I mean, but yeah, I have no idea what they actually will do. So that's a lot of assumptions. Yeah.
Walk away what this would do though is it would certainly be a recruiting and retention win. It would also reiterate to the teachers that the work they're doing currently, which is a lot more than usual, is appreciated and well thought of. But it also makes us one of the first, if not the first, to make, not just what the state wanted, but to literally make our entire pay scale equal and equitable. It's not happening across the state. We would definitely be one of the first, possibly the first, but definitely one of the first.
Okay, very good. I'd like to sit down with my team for a few minutes if I could, and then we'll be back
Is there
shortly.
anything you want us to look at while you're conferencing, or you, is it part of this and you have it?
Yeah,
Got it.
it's that. All right, thanks, guys.
Oh, hold on.
Stop recording.
I'm recording now. Go ahead, take your.